Okay, hi again. All right, so that was kind of my market craziness, lack of self-discipline, ridiculousness. Yeah, I really need to focus on finishes and working on current whips and projects and no more patterns for a long while, because this has gotten a little bit out of hand, and it's fine. It's all good, but yeah, I need to focus. So that being said, let me show you my next purchase. I am going to be attending StitchCon in June and looking very forward to that. And I was talking to Nicole, Miss Buckeye Stitcher, and she had mentioned that there could be some giveaways that would be provided by different people who do Flosstube. That was a possibility. That if you were interested in supplying StitchCon with whatever little things you might have, that would be great. Not required, but appreciated. And then that there would be maybe a small ornament exchange or a small exchange. And so I've kind of been thinking of different things I could do, either for the exchange or for the giveaway or what have you. And just kind of in the back of my mind, and I have some ideas for both. But I was looking, kind of going through my smalls and looking to see what I had that I could stitch up for someone. And while I was doing this, I was watching Ginger Gerald, who now has his own design company on Etsy, Ginger Gerald Designs. Check him out. Pretty cool stuff. And he finished his I think his second design, which is old-fashioned windmill. And it looks like this. And he did kind of two colorways of it, the blue on the tan and then the tan or the white on the blue. And I love a windmill. I don't know. Sometimes I say stuff and I think, what don't I love? My history with windmills goes back to high school. I don't know if I've shared with you guys before that I grew up in a bilingual household. My father spoke Spanish, was his first language. My mother only spoke English. I learned only English until I was in elementary school, and then my father started to teach me Spanish. And I took Spanish all the way through high school and took independent study Spanish 4 because I could speak it by that point. And I took it one-on-one with the instructor. And then I started out minoring in it in college and then dropped it as a minor, which was a big mistake. I wish I hadn't done that, but it was hard. So my senior year in high school, I had to read Don Quixote in Spanish, and I read it and I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about it, notwithstanding the windmill. If you know the story of Don Quixote, man of La Mancha, he thinks the windmill is a giant. He thinks he's kind of a knight. He's not. And he and his fearless steed and his sidekick, Sancho Panza, go off to fight the windmill. And Sancho Panza's kind of the dumb sidekick, but really he's the smart one. And so it's kind of a story, and it has a lot more meaning, but it's kind of about fighting your demons and, being perseverance, and it has a lot of story behind it. It's a wonderful story. And then my nephew, who's only 6 years younger than I am, I don't know how long he's been there now, but he is the master brewer, or one of the master brewers for New Belgium Brewing Company in Fort Collins. New Belgium makes Fat Tire beer, and he's one of the master brewers. And so we've had a long history. He's been there for, I think, 20 or 25 years now. He's worked at New Belgium. He started out cleaning the beer vats, the giant beer vats, and he's been to Belgium several times. He's a phenomenal brewmaster. His knowledge of brewing and and also pairing up beers with different foods. It's, you know, I think that we think of beer as kind of the poor man's drink or whatever, but New Belgium is a really interesting company, and they were founded by, you know, it's privately held, I think, still, and it was founded by a young couple out of their basement. And anyway, just great story. Well, New Belgium Brewery, it's located in Fort Collins, was, I believe, the first company in the United States, kind of processing or manufacturing company in the United States, to use windmill energy as a primary form of energy in their plant or in their brewing. I don't know if it's called a plant, but in their processing the beer, making the beer. And so if you go through Fort Collins, there are acres and acres of windmills, and it's so super cool. So I've loved windmills. I think it's so neat. You know, it's great for the environment, wonderful source of energy. And then when my son was a junior in high school, he played in the school's version of one act. He played Don Quixote. And so windmills. I love windmills. Anyway, so I thought, oh, I could not resist. Couldn't resist. It was $5 for the chart. PDF download on Etsy. Anyway, Old Fashioned Windmill by Ginger Gerald. I think it's just gorgeous. I love it. I think it's so fun, and should be a quick stitch. Could be a giveaway. Could be an exchange. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to go get the colors that he called for. I went through first of all, I'm stitching it on this. I love this piece of linen. This is a 36 count Weeks Dye Works. I don't remember what it's called. It might be gunmetal or something like that, but I've had it for eons. I have a big piece of it, and I just keep cutting off little pieces. I just dropped. So this is a piece of Carrie's Creation Silk. I don't know what this is called. Oh, it's called Polar Bear. Let me see. Let me get something behind here. And that's going to be the actual fans of the windmill. And then I'm going to, this I believe is going to be the base of the windmill, or if that doesn't show up well, I may convert to this for the base. And then he's got some little rusty parts on the windmill, and I might use that. I might use a little bit of this. I might use just a skosh of this. So that's kind of so I just kind of pulled what I had, and yeah. So I think that'll be a lot of fun to do, and I'm really looking forward to that. I may start that this afternoon. Okay, 3 more things, and then I'm going to let you go. I love red work or blue work or black work embroidery, and I have had for the longest time these flour sack dishcloths, dish towels. I'm putting a stitch in here because I kind of left this sitting. For the longest time to do some red work or blue work or whatever on. And I decided this week that I wanted to get going on that. This is from a red work book. I can't remember who it's by. But it's, you know, you just trace the pattern onto whatever, pillowcase or flour sack or whatever. And then you stitch it. And this is a little girl and her dog. And I'm giving this also to my friend Gail for Christmas, for her birthday. I think that's turning out really cute. I love that. I love that old fashioned. I really want to do a set of Monday through Sunday towels. You know, the washing, you know, Monday you wash, Tuesday you whatever clean house, Wednesday, see, I don't know, but I love those. So I'd really like to do a set of those for myself. I started this yesterday. I'll have it finished today or tomorrow, so it's going really quickly. And then I started a new pair of socks. I had to go to the knitting store for some prayer shawl fabric for our prayer shawl yarn for our prayer shawl group. And I happened to take a quick peek at some of their new sock yarn that they had. It's called Wonderland Yarns, Pigment of My Imagination. And this color is called Mary Ann. And so it looks like this. And I love, for sock yarn, to have these little flecks of color, unexpected flecks of color. I think that's so cool. And, oh, and my new yarn bowl too. Ooh, this was a total splurge. I've always wanted a yarn bowl and I've never had one. And look at how beautiful this is. I absolutely love it. And this is what's floating my boat today, by the way, my new yarn bowl. So I absolutely love that. But anyway, here's my ever so insignificant start on a new pair of socks. These are going to be for me. And let's see, how's the best way to show you these? Like this, maybe? Yeah, there you go. And so you can see it's really fun because all these different little unexpected pops of color come up in this, and there's some really dark blue and some almost white and a little bit of even pinky reddy stuff. And anyway, those are really fun. And so it's always much more fun to knit away, especially on something like a sock when you have, you know, these unexpected pops of color that come up and you can see them. Yesterday was our 21st wedding anniversary, and I'm looking at, he brought me home last night 21 roses, beautiful red roses to celebrate, and then another thing of spring flowers. And I said, why 2 bouquets? And he said, well, you have to have roses for our anniversary, and then I just thought you needed something springy. We're really struggling around here. We've had nothing but cold weather and nothing but snow, and I know we're not the only ones. I know everybody's in the same boat. And so, yeah, it's been yucky. I got him a new iPad because he's never had his own iPad. He's had 2 of my hand-me-downs, and he broke one the other day. It was very old. So he got a brand new, updated, all his own, fresh from the Apple Store iPad and a case so that it doesn't get broken. And yeah, so that was it. We won't celebrate probably until tomorrow night, Saturday night, only because there's just a lot going on. We have a soccer game tonight. I am absolutely praying it gets canceled, and I don't think they're going to cancel it. We have an inch of snow on the ground, and it's supposed to be 20 degrees tonight, and, you know, soccer is played outside, but I don't think they're going to cancel it. So, yeah, at this point, I don't even know what to wear. I have worn so many layers to soccer games, in the last 2 weeks, that so many layers that I could barely sit my coat up. I've tried fewer layers. I've tried wool. I've tried Under Armour. I've tried flannels. I've tried, leggings under my sweats. I've tried, I literally blankets. Several people have brought sleeping bags and sat in sleeping bags, and I just think I'm too clumsy to try to like get into a sleeping bag in the bleachers and then zip myself up. I'm I'm afraid I would get trapped and like fall and roll down the bleachers like a hot dog in a bun or something. I don't know. I just don't think I'm talented enough to do that. So I haven't brought a sleeping bag, but if this game doesn't get canceled tonight, I might. I don't know, guys. It is nasty. We're having our deck rebuilt, and I'm so excited. We have needed a new deck for so long. And so the guys started on Monday, and they have just worked super hard. They're not here today. It's too bitter cold and snowy and yucky. Hopefully they'll be back Monday, and they'll have it finished sometime next week. And then I would love to say that eventually I'll film out there on my new deck with my new deck furniture. But I just am losing hope that it's ever going to get warm. It's just been crazy cold. I don't understand. It's wild. So anyway, that's it. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you all have a good weekend. Get some stitching in. I hope things are going well. I hope everybody's healthy. And I'll come at you again sometime soon. Take care, guys. Bye.